Thank you and good evening. The word transparency gets thrown so much it's become tired and almost meaningless. But it's an important concept and critical for candidates who use the term to tell you what it means to them. For me, it means in part not holding back when it comes to disclosing anything that might present a conflict of interest. And it includes taking actions to avoid possible perceptions of a conflict. An example, when I purchased a 3/4 acre lot in 2007, many years before I ran for council, I had hoped that one day my son and daughter-in-law would build a home on part of that property. That didn't and won't happen, so now I find myself wanting to sell it. Yes, I disclose my ownership of the property every year, and when I recently listed it for sale, I included a covenant that ensures the buyer will not be able to subdivide, which needs council's approval, for 10 years from the date of sale. That's not something I had to do legally, but it's a step I chose to avoid any real or perceived conflict. Transparency is important to a city's operations, especially for council matters. Your elected officials are always accountable to the public, period. Consider this, our personal perspectives, values, and beliefs are extremely important. If someone enters political life with a personal agenda or has a pure reaction to something else, it lacks foundation. Today, we can't listen to or read any political news without witnessing smear campaigns or commentary that might have little to do with the truth. They say truth is the first casualty of war. I worry that this too could often be said of the world of politics. I would submit that municipal leaders should be driven by a strong, deeply held values and, yes, the truth. Our perspectives on the details, the issues, plans, and strategies don't emerge in a vacuum. They flow out of personal convictions, and I want to talk about my convictions, values, and perspectives that inform my behavior, decisions, and relationships. First, and most importantly, as an elected official, I am a servant of the public. Inclusivity. I said this in my last campaign, and I think it's important to underscore it again. If you elect me for another term, I would continue to be a mayor for all citizens. This, by definition, means that all people need to be treated with respect and dignity, regardless of race, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or economic capacity. Importantly, it also means that there will continue to be no favoritism shown to any individual or groups. The city has to be a place of equal access for all. The third value I'll mention is the importance of collaboration and working as a team. The fourth is intentionality. It doesn't matter if you're setting personal, family, or organizational goals. It is very difficult to move towards any goals unless there is an intentional plan to do so. Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Trevor Barrow.
Hi, good evening. My name is Trevor Barrow, and as you know, I'm running for mayor. I'm a father of 2 daughters here in Abbotsford. I was born in Sherlock and moved out here when I was 8 years old. So 28 years I've been residing in the community. And I felt that over the years of talking about change and thinking about change, that it was time to roll up my sleeves and step up. And that's what I've tried to do this year. A majority of my work experience has come within Abbotsford. I've owned a few small businesses myself. I've had partnerships. I most recently was with Finnegan's Pub and Phoenix Ballroom as the event catering coordinator there, and had an opportunity to interact with thousands of tourists from the arena, as well as work within the community and volunteer groups, doing a variety of things and really going outside my box to try to get to know the community. It was a few months ago when I was out with my daughters in a public park, and I found 4 uncapped drug needles. And I had to have that talk with my daughters and try to explain those things that really shook me to the core, that even though Abbotsford's heading in a really great direction overall, and there's a lot of great initiatives that have been put forward, there's things that are being overlooked and not seen from the day-to-day basis. I see homeless every day where I live. I see addicts throughout the city. I see bylaws not being enforced. I see things that we're doing well and things that we aren't doing so well. And I feel that my importance as a leader in the community is to step up and be a voice for everybody. Regardless of your orientation, regardless of your race, your creed, your age, there needs to be a representative who will equally listen to everybody and contribute their ideas to the proper settings, whether it's council meetings or whether it's different community leadership initiatives. There needs to be somebody who's entirely well-rounded, who's unbiased. I'm not a politician. This is my first attempt at being a politician, but I am a resident and I'm affected day to day by the things that are going on. And I sit in, I listen to council meetings, I listen to people on public transit. I talk to people because I care. I genuinely care, and I want to try to make Abbotsford better. That's really my goal overall. I don't have a pre-planned speech here tonight. I'm just coming up, and I want to do things differently. I want to change the game and set a new tone for the way politics are taken, so all generations and everybody can be equally represented. And I feel that with my background, I can continue to be a leader in the community, and I think that's a separate differential from being not just a mayor. I think that all of the people up here on stage could probably do the mayor position, quote unquote, but when it comes to separating leadership and politics, I think you need to have a combination of both. And I feel that I have the drive. I don't know everything right now. I've been working very hard since the summer to learn more about community initiatives and take that special interest in focusing on the job aspect. But I have great confidence in myself that I can represent everybody equally and really change the way we do things, move forward with a sense of urgency, and work a 2018 pace. I appreciate your support. I'm Trevor Eros, and I appreciate you coming out and making an informed decision by attending this meeting here tonight. Thank you very much.
The next candidate is Mo Gill.
Good evening, Abbotsford, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for attending, and thank you to the Abbotsford Chamber of Commerce, Fraser Valley Real Estate Board, and the Fraser Valley Illuminated Vision Association for organizing tonight's event. My name is Mo Gill, and I want to serve you as your next Abbotsford Mayor. I am very honored to be here and have this opportunity to share my vision for Abbotsford with you tonight. First, I have a strong passion and love for Abbotsford, and want to ensure all citizens are treated fairly and have an equal opportunity to prosper. Abbotsford has been good to me, and I want to see Abbotsford succeed. It has given my wife and I many opportunities to be productive farmers, productive business people, and productive employers. We raised our children here, and it is important the opportunities my family enjoyed are available to all citizens now and in the future. So why, after 22 years of serving Abbotsford as a devoted councillor, did I decide to run for a mayor now? Abbotsford needs and deserves better leadership than what we have now from our current mayor. Having worked with 4 previous mayors prior to Henry, there is a big difference. No prior mayor ever questioned how I voted on a particular issue after a vote had been taken, except for Henry, when it does not go Henry's way. Prior to mayors suspected that each councillor is an elected member and is entitled to vote how they feel best to serve our community. Prior to mayors were not concerned. If council did not vote unanimously, instead welcome constructive debate in the hopes of finding better solutions at the council table. Prior mayors encouraged a team environment among his councillors and city staff and welcomed and appreciated the input from the subcommittees. Prior mayors never discouraged citizens from sharing their views and concerns directly to a council member. However, Henry insists everything must go through him. Prior mayors did not bring distractions to the council table or our community. With conflict of interest concern, citizens were concerned prior to Henry becoming mayor that his son being the director of the planning and development, and Henry being a developer. And citizens continue to be even more concerned today. Our community does not need or disturb these distractions. Under these circumstances, I could not serve another 4 years as a councillor with Henry as a mayor. I am not and will not be Henry's puppet. So I had a choice to make: to retire from politics or stand up and run for mayor. I choose to stand up. As your next
Thank you, Mo. We'll move along to the next. Our next candidate. The next candidate.
you have any concerns with the city or suggestions for my campaign? No, none, lots, some? Well, thank you very much. All I'm asking is that you be aware of the issues and consider me for your support. I've done that roughly 8,500 times at the door, and it shows residents that I'm here to listen. Abbotsford has been good to us. My wife Mary is a baby delivery doctor at the hospital. We have 5 kids, and 3 of them are enrolled in the public school system. I'm a chartered accountant and a small business owner. The type of vision that I would offer to Abbotsford is vastly different than what you've seen over the past 4 years. We have a mayor that has very little tangible to show for 4 years in office. The status quo has given us a lacking economic development, rising property crime, becoming the murder capital of Canada back in 2017, and social infrastructure that is stretched to the limit. Our schools and fields are at their max capacity. My platform is a common sense application for Abbotsford. I'm touching on a lot of household and daily items that have left residents feeling unheard and underserved. I've identified a common sense solution for environmental conservation and cost savings. I also believe in a return of the rail for the valley that connects communities like Chilliwack and all the way in between, all the way through to the Surrey's country. I've given solutions to the gang crime problem and the young men at risk of joining a gang. Henry Braun promised safer streets, but then denied funding to the APD when given the actual choice to spend the money. Our homeless would be better served by having a piece of land to establish their camps and not get kicked out of the parks every morning. Our residents would be better served by not having to check for needles at the parks and not seeing people wandering around town with their stolen shopping carts, waiting for nightfall so they can return to the parks. I aim to provide a site for the homeless to be able to securely set up their camps and have the basic facilities like running water and a bathroom to be taken care of. To improve the business climate, I would be eliminating the fee portion charged on the annual business license. We should be targeting and bringing to Abbotsford and marketing our unique infrastructure to the industries of aerospace, farming, and manufacturing to come to Abbotsford and take advantage of all of it. As a concentration, Abbotsford is the 5th highest percentile of Sikh population outside of India. I say we celebrate that and capitalize on it. Create a trade delegation to India that would look to bring Indian business here. As mayor, I would be proud to go and would really look forward to it. Thank you for the warm welcome, and I look forward to a vigorous debate of the issues.
Our next candidate is Gerda Peachy.
Hi. I was born in Holland in 1944, and the Nazis lived in our home, and so we emigrated to Canada in 1950, and because of that start to my life, I had such a deep appreciation for democracy, and it has motivated a great deal of what I do. And mostly what I do is kick politicians in the shins very effectively, so I'm going to try to be the mayor so I can stop kicking them and be kicked instead. So I'm 74 now, and I thought I would maybe spend the rest of my life taking up knitting or something like that. But then the city came after my community 2 years ago, and I got really mad. And I was already disillusioned with what I was seeing at council meetings. I used to go to council meetings all the time because I really think you need to know what's going on in your city. Politics begins at the local level and it filtrates upwards. So what Canada is what starts at the municipalities. And I think we should all be engaged and informed in the political realm to some extent. But I stopped going because I just didn't see anything worth going for anymore. The council comes out, there's an item before them, and they, the clerk says, I have number such and such, and all in favor, opposed, and it's done. And you say, what was that about? This is an important issue. And they settled it just like that. I don't even know what the background is. The public is out here. The public knows virtually nothing. So the conclusion I came to was useless to come because most really important stuff is already settled in back rooms. But anyway, 2 years ago, I live in a wonderful community where it's mobile homes on your own land, and suddenly we were presented with a public hearing that radically affected my community. And that battle just made me decide, I'm going to run for mayor, because I really don't like the way our city is being run. And one thing that seems very obvious is that this mayor and council are determined to make us mini Vancouvers or mini Surreys. Well, I know lots and lots of people who are running away from Vancouver and Surrey to come here. So why, okay, thanks. So why do we want to become a mini Surrey? I love Abbotsford, and what I'm seeing is it's being gutted. All the little communities are being gutted and being replaced by high density and monster houses. The sense of community is being destroyed. And some of the people are very frightened about what's coming. Like affordable housing, those little neighborhoods constitute the last of the affordable housing.
And our last candidate is Nadine Snow.
Good evening. I would like to thank you for having me here this evening. And I'm very happy to see how many people have come down to hear about your candidates for mayor. The reason that I decided to run for mayor is because I see a lot of issues in the city that people are affected by and sometimes aren't even aware of that are going on. People that I've talked to have a lot of common concerns. They feel that there needs to be issues addressed such as affordable housing, transit, the education and healthcare systems, and homelessness. Those are the things that I hear the most about when speaking to people in the community. I feel that we all should have the opportunity to participate in finding solutions. I think it takes all of us to create solutions that will work. One mind or a singular bunch of voters isn't going to make everything work correctly. We need everybody's input. My ideal life is not your ideal life. We need to have some common ground, and I think the thing that's missing the most in our city is a lack of information sharing. A lot of people see a project being built and are going, what's going on there? What's happening? A lot of you obviously are informed citizens. A lot of people in our city do not become involved, they don't vote, they just really have no interest because, as Gerda said, there's not a real big sense of community. And I think that's something we need to reinstate in this city. We need to care about each other. We need to care about how our city's growing. Are we supporting the infrastructure of this growth? The hospital is highly overused and the wait times are enormous. And this issue of affordable housing also creates health issues. Things that people don't realize affect them, such as the homeless issue. They think, well, it's not in my backyard. But your tax dollars are paying for every naloxone kit, every trip that the police make, every ambulance that arrives to take care of these people. So let's find solutions to those issues together as a community to make our city a better place. Thank you.